Hey everybody, welcome to day 2 of the Keep Calm and Jingle On 5-day Christmas Planning Challenge. I'm Chris Ann, Christmas coach and founder of Christmas Organizing, and I'm so excited that you have joined me for yet another day of this wonderful challenge to help everybody get their planning in gear and to take your Christmas from stress to blessed. All right, I've been helping people get organized and plan for Christmas since 1998. So I've learned a couple of things along the way. As I've stated in other times, my Christmases are not perfect. Life changes every year. So does my planning. So does things. I'm taking it baby step by baby step every year. And I invite you to do the same thing. Don't get overwhelmed. Just do what you can and be content with that for this year. Next year, build on that. All right, with that being said, let's get going for today. Today, we're going to talk about the foundations of Christmas planning. That includes Christ-centered Christmas, your Christmas calendar, Christmas savings, and Christmas expenses or spending. So first, we're going to talk about why a foundation. So have you ever just felt like Christmas just crumbled and was just not what you wanted it? Well, think about it. Did you build a firm foundation? Did you have a calendar to help you manage all the events and your schedule and what needed to be done, when, and everything? Did you have a spending plan? Did you have a way to save for money and then watch where your expenses were going so that you knew where your money was going and not charging everything to a credit card? And then, of course, for me, the biggest thing is having a Christ-centered Christmas. Is Christ the center of your Christmas? That can really support that foundation for having an enjoyable Christmas and meaningful one. Now, let's talk a little bit about Christ-centered Christmas. I know that everybody does not celebrate Christmas as Christ's birth. When I first started this, I was very naive and was very surprised when I had some negative comments and things. But I just want to make this clear that everyone is welcome on Christmas Organizing, but please be respectful. We do talk about Christ, and we do talk about having a Christ-centered Christmas, because for me, that is a foundation. I celebrate Christmas because it is Christ's birth. And those who do not choose to do things that are Christ-centered, just skip over this part, and everybody can be happy. So there's no need for anybody to call anybody out, anything like that. I want everything to be happy and peaceful, and we can do that. So if this part doesn't pertain to you, just come back in at the next little slide. All right. So one of the things I want to talk about is, how do you bring Christ into your Christmas? I want to tell you about how I do. And one of my favorite statues that I have that goes out in my Christmas decorations is the statue, or is a piece. It's a Jim Shore piece with Santa kneeling at Christ in the manger. And so that is just a really indicative to me, no matter what else I bring into the Christmas season, whether it's Santa, whether it's St. Nicholas, whether it's angels, whatever, the center is still the focus of Christ. And I put this in a prominent place. You'll see it in some of my videos on my shelves behind me, because it's very important to me. And then another way in my house during my decorations that I have Christ being the center. My front door is in the center of my house. When you come in that door, you see the mantle. The mantle is in the center of the house, and it's there when you open up the door. And in the center of that mantle, I have a nativity set. So when you walk in my front door, at Christmas time, you will see that Christ is the center of our Christmas celebrations. So with that being said, my question to you is, How do you show that Christ is centered in your house, or what kind of activities do you do, or decorations? Just how do you bring Christ into your Christmas? Leave me some comments below, because I'm always looking for some new ideas and would love to explore some other ways that I can too. All right. One of the things that I have on here in your workbook for today is a planning page that's called Christ-Centered Christmas. And it just has a list of different areas in Christmas that we talk about or that we plan for. And it has just a list where you can kind of list out some different ways that you can make that Christ-centered. So fill that page out. And then the next one is Christmas kindness. So this is to make a list of 25 ways to show kindness during the Christmas season. In addition, on the planning page, there's a place for charities that you might want to donate to. You can write that in too. And then with your 25 list, your list of 25 ways, the purpose of that is then to take that and during December or any time of the year, do one of those. It doesn't have to cost any money. It can be just smiling at somebody. It could be holding a door for somebody. It could be donating a couple of cans to a local food bank. It just could be endless. It could be a lot of money. It could be no money. It could be your time. But make a list of 25 things and make that something that you work on during the Christmas season. All right. The next piece of our foundation is our calendar. This is so important to have a calendar. And why is it? Because that's where we get to write down what it is that we need to do and when we need to do it by. Also keeps us, by putting all our events and things in it, it keeps us from overbooking ourselves, because it's no fun to have to tell somebody no after you've told them yes because you overbooked yourself. And you don't want to disappoint people usually. And so it makes it just for a lot less stress. It'll help reduce that stress. So one of the things that I have on here are some different questions, things like that you should put on your calendar. Things like, when do you want to have your shopping done? When do you want to wrap your gifts? When do you want to mail your Christmas cards? Things like that. Put a date and a time down for those and put those on your calendar. All right. The next planning page is Christmas dates. And these are just different dates that you can write down that you might be having, school-related, work-related, family-related, friends, community, just different things like that. Make a list right now, what's kind of on your mind. Just jot down a bunch of things. Think about last year. And, of course, you can add more things to those and later on. And then I skipped ahead to the family dates. So then on family dates, these are dates that you're going to write down that people in your immediate family, kids, husband, wife, whatever, have dates that they have events on. So maybe it is your child's Christmas party at school. Okay, so write down your different people's names and write down the events that they have coming up and next to it, the date for that. So that will also help you to plan if you need to be sending treats or little gifts or the teacher's gift or anything like that. So that helps you. You may not personally be going to it, but it also helps you with your planning, because if your husband is having his work party, Christmas party that on a certain night, you don't want to book a party at home so that you can't go to both or can't do both. You wouldn't be with him and he wouldn't be at the house party. So that just helps kind of know who's doing what when. All right. The next thing we're going to talk about is Christmas savings. All right. Savings can actually be two different things. It can be the money that you're saving. So as in you physically have money that you're putting back to spend on other items. But it can also be things that you save money on by buying things on sale. You are getting some things for free. Maybe you're recycling something. Maybe you're swapping something. You're borrowing something from somebody. So there's lots of different ways to think about how to save money at Christmas. One of the fun ways that Marianne, one of my friends, told me about that she does that I kind of adopted is that every time she gets a $5 bill, she tucks it back into a different part in her purse, and she saves that back for special things. And so I started doing that for Christmas. So that's kind of my money to spend on Christmas. So when I'm out, I can pull that out and do that. So that's been a lot of fun. Another thing you can do is to save all your change. And then when it comes Christmas time, go and see how much change you have. So there's just lots of different things. One of my favorite recently is I have been doing, Fetch and Swag Bucks. And I don't know if you all, and also if you have a Kroger, I don't know if it's other franchises of the Kroger umbrella or not too, but there's something called, there's some kind of reward points that will print out if you buy certain groceries and stuff, and you can put the code in and get points, and then you can redeem those. But both all three, Swag Bucks, Fetch, and these points through Kroger, it's really cool because I'm collecting points for just doing things or buying groceries or buying things online or answering little surveys, things like that. And I'm getting money or points towards gift cards. I have been able to get over $200 this year, maybe even more than that, through Swag Bucks. And I'm getting different kind of gift cards. Sometimes I get an Amazon gift card. Sometimes I get American Express. Sometimes they're Visa. And they are virtual. A lot of them are virtual cards, but you can still add those on to orders or things like that and be able to use those to buy Christmas gifts. The one I get through Kroger, I just redeemed. I have enough points to redeem for $40 worth of Apple gift cards, two $20 Apple gift cards. So that was really cool. And Fetch, I can't remember what I have enough points. I don't think I've redeemed that one yet. But I need to go and redeem that. So those are really cool. I will put my affiliate links down in the description part. So if you're interested, you can go out there and snag you a little deal and sign up. And if you are signed up, yay, keep using that. Let me know how you use it and what you do with your points, and do you use that towards Christmas? So that's a lot of fun. All right. So next, this is just a sheet that there's 2 pages in your workbook that's on different topics that are associated with Christmas and how you can save some things in with each one of those, some ideas for savings. I will do a whole video on ways to save with those. So be on the watch out. Maybe you can fill a couple of those in with some things you hadn't thought of yet. All right. Now, Christmas expenses. Do you know where your money goes at Christmas, or are you just somebody who just spends it and you'll deal with it later? Well, that can cause a lot of extra stress at Christmas, and there's no need. Do you spend a lot of money on gifts? Do you spend money on eating out, on events, on baking, decorating, or just who knows? You don't know where all the money goes. So that's why it is so important to kind of come together, figure out where your money's going. Don't let your money tell you where you're going. You tell your money to know where it's going. That's something similar to that I've heard Dave Ramsey say for years and years. So that's really important, and that's why we want to write out a budget and kind of know where we're sending our money at Christmas time. All right, so Christmas expenses. Where has your money gone? On what items do you spend the most on Christmas? Put it down in the comments. I'm very interested to know. And the journaling question is, how do you spend your money at Christmas? Do you make a plan and tell your money where to go, or are you just going with the flow? And does it work for you? What are the pitfalls and the benefits of what it is that you do? All right. And just like on the savings, we have the planning pages. It's a 2-page in your workbook on Christmas expenses. And this is where you're just going to write down what it is that you plan on spending in each one of these categories. Now, those of you who will be joining us in the 25-day planning challenge, there are lots more pages and ledgers to the Christmas expenses. So you'll get those. But here you can just kind of briefly write it down and write down how much you plan to spend on that category. All right. And then the other form or planning page that's in there is a place to record the items that you've already purchased, and you would write out next to it how much you spent. So each time you go and buy gifts, you would write down gifts and then how much ever you spent. If you did baking, write down how much you spent so you can start keeping a list of what it is that you are spending. All right. So thank you for watching. I am so glad that you joined me today. And we will be back here tomorrow with day 3. I'm so excited. And in the meantime, I want to ask you to not forget, if you have not yet subscribed, to hit that subscribe button and then hit the bell so you'll be notified anytime I put up a new video. And if you really enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe, to hit the notification bell, or to hit the thumbs up, or to comment. But it helps the Christmas organizing community more than you will ever know, because it allows YouTube to know people like what they're seeing, and it will help get our videos out there to other people who may not know about us yet. So any help you can give in that way, I would really appreciate it. And I guess keep calm and jingle on until tomorrow. See everybody later.